chest, same, like even, I didn't get to say, like, from the point that you and I had worked, and then this week has been very different for me than other previous weeks. It's just been different kinds of challenges and different things sort of coming up for me this week, and so yeah, same, shoulders, chest, heart.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. All right. Lisa, see? Okay. All right. I think let's just do a bit of breath work, I think. So we're gonna let's do a bit of nuddy shoulder, just check in with ourselves. Have you already done your meditation this morning?
I did, but bonus.
Okay, let me just change this actually. Position of your hand. You can have it on your heart, facing up, facing on your lap. One more deep breath in through the nose. Soften through the mouth. Close the left nostril. Inhale through the right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. Exhale right. 2, 1. Hold. 4, 2, 1. Inhale right. 5, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. Exhale left. 2, 1. Hold. 5, 2, 1. Inhale left. 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. Exhale right. 2, 1. Final hold. 2, 1. Release your hands. Deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Arrive. And when you're ready, you can slowly roll over your shins, open your eyes, and come into child's pose. Spread the knees nice and wide. Put the sit bones back towards the heels, extend the arms long. Fingers spread and settle. Just noticing how the body feels in this moment. Opening up our worlds to cultivating inner peace. The world really teaches us to search outside of ourselves for peace. One more achievement, one more holiday, one more relationship. That every tradition of wisdom points to the opposite direction. Peace isn't something that we find, it's something we uncover when the noise settles. So using your breath as you anchor down through our postures, notice the disruption, the narrative, or whatever comes up. And use your breath to anchor you back, connecting your outer and your inner world. Using the breath to settle your nervous system, sourcing that stillness, sourcing that quiet. And the quiet allows us a space to allow the heart to speak. The mind softens, and then the heart feels safe enough to speak in the stillness, in the peace. When we feel stagnation, tension, anxiety in the body, something is speaking to us. So it's up to us to start to be curious about what's trying to be uncovered, what it wants you to hear. From here, take the left hand, slide it under the right armpit, and press the left ear down onto the mat, coming into a variation of a thread the needle. If you want, you can take your right hand behind you and come into a bind. Just resting the top of the right hand on the back. Feeling the opening of the shoulder. Maybe just noticing if there's some space that can be created between the shoulder and the neck. Lengthening and deepening your breath. Yin is this quiet practice that really fills in the space in between the notes. And when you feel the mind start to wander, use your breath to bring you back onto the mat, into your body. With every breath, you're inviting in this beautiful awareness. With every exhale, you're softening. Two more long, deep breaths. Final breath. When you're ready, you can slowly come out of it. Extending the right arm long, neutralizing your neck with the forehead down, and then extending the left arm in front of you. So reaching forward for a little stretch before you take the right arm underneath the left armpit, right ear down towards the ground. Coming into your your thread the needle variation. And stay here for a moment, and then when you're ready, you can take the left arm behind your back. Drawing that left shoulder slightly away from you and finding the space. Being curious about the sensations in the body this morning. Like an archaeologist, starting to uncover the artifacts of the body. Carefully observing. Understanding. Learning. As the fascia will always hold the stories of the body from the moment we're born, taking on everything. And so movement, stretching, things like yin, mindful practices, is a way for us to release any See if you can soften into your shoulder a little bit more. Extending the inhale with a micro pause in the middle, and exhale, soften. So although we're pausing, it's almost like there's barely a pause. So it's this continuous flow of breath. Embracing the yin, the softness, the calm. And then slowly releasing that left arm, extending it long, neutralizing your head so your forehead comes down, and then slowly extend the right arm forward, just letting the sensations of the right arm settle. Coming up slowly, draw the hands towards you into tabletop, lifting the sit bones up, padding out the wrists a little bit if you like. And then dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, lifting the tailbone, coming into cow. And holding here in cow as you exhale. Just soften into the upper thoracic. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, really spread into the ribs. Feel the breath in the entire body, all the way to your fingers and your toes. And as you exhale now, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, draw the crown of the head down, press the ground away from you. Feel the skin of your back spreading. Stay, inhale. Stay, exhale. Let the head really hang heavy. Feel the space in between the shoulders, the neck and the head. Inhale. And now exhale, neutralize. Going to come into a shoulder opener. I want you to take your bolster in front of you. You might want your blocks, so have them ready. Coming into puppy's pose. Puppy's pose is a deep shoulder opener. We're going to lead with our chest. So we keep the hips stacked above the knees, and we start to walk the hands forward, and you're bringing your chest down. You have options here to bring the chest all the way down. It will depend on the space, so you might want another block to place underneath your chest for support. And if you want, you can place the forehead down onto the mat. You might feel more comfortable with your right cheek on the mat, and then if you want to do that, I'll let you know when we're going to do the other side. You're keeping the hips stacked above the knees. The arms are spread in front of you. So it's really opening and broadening the heart space here. Now it can be quite a strong pose, this, if you're having tightness in the chest. So notice what's coming up. And breathe into that space. Be kind to yourself. And we're cultivating that inner peace, and stillness really reveals the busyness that hides within us. It can be super challenging to sit in stillness. We keep ourselves busy to hide the truth of what's going on in the body. This peace, this stillness, it exists within us. There's a man, and he's looking for his pair of glasses, and he's searching around the house. He's looking under the couch. He just cannot find his glasses. He's getting, everywhere he looks, he's getting more and more frustrated, and eventually discovers the glasses have been on his head the whole time. They were always there. And it just sort of reminds us that, peace isn't something we uncover, you know. Sometimes what we're seeking has never really been missing. It's actually, we're just looking in the wrong direction. You know, and peace is practiced. We don't purchase it. If your cheek is on one side, swap it to the other. Using your breath. Now, yin is this practice of simply being. It's the being of the things, not the doing of the things. Feeling into things. No, we don't need to strive to get anywhere, to do anything. You're just here, and you're perfect exactly as you are. From here, we're slowly going to start to come up. You're going to drop your hips down and press the bolster in front of you. Come onto your forearms. Come into Sphinx pose. So you're going to stack your elbows underneath your shoulders. Your arms are at number 11, your palms facing down. You want to have the bolster close enough because we're going to rest our forehead on it eventually. So you might prefer a block depending on the height that you want to go down on. I want you to just relax the torso down so that you're really just softening to the shoulders. So I would never say this in active class, but just let the shoulders be by your ears if you like. Really don't want to activate into the arms. Just let the heels flop open. Maybe you want to shake the hips side to side. Notice how the lower back feels. And then you're going to take your left forearm parallel to the short edge of the mat and then the right forearm on top. So they're stacked in front of each other. And then you're going to start to draw the arms away from you. So it's going to feel maybe a little bit awkward or uncomfortable, and that's okay. And then you're going to drop your forehead down onto your block or your bolster. Deep shoulder stretch. And from here, just make sure you're not holding in your glutes. It's easy to start to hold here without even realizing. So just let the heels flop open. See if you can soften your shoulders. If you need to place another prop there, go for it. The palms are facing down. Really deep stretch for the shoulder joints, for the arms. Feel your connection to the mat through maybe the tops of your feet or your quads, the front of your pelvis, your lower abdomen. Sink into the mat. Yin is a practice of patience. And patience isn't just waiting, it's active allowing. Allowing the space, allowing the time. And that's really where the magic happens in Yin. It's not in the doing, it's not in the activity, it's in the waiting. That's where the magic happens. Understanding our responses to the practice. And just because it's very simple, it doesn't mean it's easy. From here, we're going to start to slowly roll over onto our right side. You're going to take your ear completely off the bolster or block, and you're going to bend your left knee to 90 degrees to the left-hand side. Remove your left hand from underneath you, place it towards the left side of you, and use it to roll yourself gently onto your right side. You're going to stay on your right hip, and you're going to open up your chest to the ceiling, placing your right hand on top of your left thigh. So you're now in a supine twist. So you're opening up the chest towards the ceiling. Your right hip is stacked underneath your left. Your left knee is bent, and your right hand is on top of the left outer thigh. Your gaze can be up towards the ceiling, or you can turn your head over to the left-hand side if that feels good on your neck. Great lower back release. Opening up into outer glutes, opening the chest. And releasing your neck. So your left arm can be extended with the palm facing up and your right hand on top of your left thigh. If you want to bend at your left elbow and that's more comfortable for your opening up your shoulder, you can. So it can be a cactus shape, or you can use props as well for support. Let your shoulders know that they don't need to carry you today. Can you soften your inner dialogue? Your nervous system, it learns through repetition. And the more we practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes. The more we catch ourselves in a narrative that's not serving us, the more that all of a sudden becomes a habit, a good habit, which becomes part of your character, which becomes part of who you are, your personality. It's just no longer having to check yourself. You all of a sudden have become the version of you that you've been striving or wanting to be. The body will always listen to the way you speak to yourself. If you say, I always have tight shoulders, you're always going to have tight shoulders. But if you say, I'm releasing my shoulders, what a small shift in your narrative, but a huge shift in not only your body, but your life. From here, gently roll onto your backs. You might need to move your bolster a little bit out of the way. Come all the way onto your back and grab your strap. You're going to need to make a loop with your strap. So you can place your foot on the strap to create the circle, place the loop through the bottom, the strap through the bottom of both loops, and then over the top of one and under the other. So you're making a circle with your strap. Make it fairly long. Yep. So from here, extend your left leg and bend the right knee in towards the chest. Interlace your hands on your right shin and draw the knee into the chest. Soften your shoulders. You can roll out the right ankle. And from here, we're going to come into a nice hamstring stretch. So you're going to take the strap and place the strap, lift the head and shoulders up, take the strap on the arch of the sole of the right foot, and then take the strap around the back of the head. Don't place the buckle at the back of the head. It's not going to be comfortable. So find your variation. You might need to adjust the strap, making it longer or shorter, depending on your range of motion. And then draw the arms down by your side, palms facing up. Really soften your shoulders here. You should feel a nice bit of space between the base of the skull and the top of the shoulders. And then when you're ready, you can extend the leg. Now find your length. You might have full extension, you might have a bent knee. You just don't want to be shaking. That's not what yin is about. We're really going at 40%. Allow the space to find itself in its own capacity without pushing it. Maybe you want to just put a little bit of pressure into the strap with your foot, because then you'll find some really nice space in the back of the neck. Or perhaps you want to let gravity do its work on the head, and then you find a bit more space in the back of the right thigh. Just notice it. Notice what feels good. Now, if perhaps this might be a little bit strong on your right quad, you can always bend just a little bit and take it to the side if this is a little bit strong on the, left hip flexor, I should say, left hip flexor. You can even take your arms wide by your side for support here, so that we find as little engagement as possible. The only tension that exists in this moment is on your strap. The strap is doing the work for us. And you're simply settling into the time and space of the posture. Deep breath in. Through the mouth, let it go. Now we're going to take our right leg slightly over to the right side. You're going to start to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder first. Let that left shoulder stay heavy. So you're going to find a nice deep stretch in the left side of the neck. And maybe you take your right leg over an inch or so, maybe a foot, maybe more, maybe all the way. You find your variation. If you feel like you need to lengthen the strap a bit more, then by all means do. So we're just avoiding this kind of shaking action. So you find what suits your body. As we open up into the inner thighs, creating space in our hips. Really important hip mobility for your surfing, to be able to move into your pop-ups. I think you could probably lengthen that strap a little bit. Yeah. Just to, I saw a little bit of shaking. You simply want, and then using that left arm extension, that's going to support you in the side movement. Yeah. So you really want to feel like you're just leaning into it without forcing. And turn your palms facing up. Yeah. And if it's still not working for you, you can always take the strap off your head and hold it in your right hand. If it's still not working for you, then you can always take it off and hold it in your right hand if you feel that is more comfortable. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the face. Feeling the fluid of the body moving into the crevices of any areas, any stuck stuff. And moving with self-compassion, letting go of our egos. And slowly inhale back to center, activating into the leg to bring it up. Activate into your head and shoulders first, then bend the knee, take the strap in both hands, remove it from the back of the head. Head and shoulders come down, remove the strap from the foot. Draw that knee into the chest, give it a nice squeeze. Roll out your ankle. Extend the leg long. And slowly roll over onto your stomachs, coming back into Sphinx pose. Stacking the elbows underneath the shoulders. Arms are at number 11. And this time, press your forearms into the mat. Draw the shoulder blades together and open up the collarbones. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Just relax the glutes here, finding a little stretch in the front line of the body before we go to the other side. Deep breath in. Exhale, soften. Inhale, press the ground away from you. And now exhale, let the shoulders come to the ears, soften. Inhale. Exhale. So opposite side this time. Left forearm down, right forearm on top. Is that the right? Oh, I think it's the other way. Sorry, my bad. Right forearm below, left forearm on top. Yep. And then grabbing your bolster to make sure your forehead or your block and forehead can sit on top of it. Start to spread the arms wide. Now maybe this side is easier for you, or perhaps it's a bit more character building. So find your shape. Let the heels flop over if you're holding your glutes. Go back. It's going to have a stronger side or a more dominant side, more flexible side. So when we do these practices and become aware of these differences in our body, we can say, okay, instead of saying I've got a good side and a bad side, we say, well, I've got a good side and I've got a side that needs a bit more love. The character building side, I call it. So allow the floor right now just to support whatever you've been carrying. Your breath is evidence that life will always carry on without force. And as human beings, we're always striving, we're always pushing, go, 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 go. But we need the yin, we need the softness, we need the polarity of the yang. Both are important, but in society these days, we've forgotten how important rest is. But, just like nature needs winter for everything to die, to regenerate, to be reborn, we need to rest. Slowly rolling over onto your left side. Left ear comes down. Bend your right knee to the right side to 90 degrees. Remove your right hand from underneath you, excuse me, and roll onto your left hip, opening up your chest to the ceiling, opening up that right arm to face, so your palm faces up and you can cactus at the elbow or extend it long. Left hand can go on top of the outer right thigh, so come into your supine twist. Relax the right shoulder down. Feel the support of the posture. Yeah. Put this here. This arm can come on top here and open. Yeah. And you can turn your head towards your right fingertips to find the stretch in the neck. Yeah, nice. And if you feel better, you can always bend at that elbow, depending on how it feels on the inside here. Okay. Breathing in awareness every time. And imagine your entire body, every single cell, as you exhale, is just going, letting go, that grip of control. You know, transformation happens when we let go. We let go a little bit of transformation. Let go a lot of transformation. Nature doesn't hold on to things. You know, when the trees in autumn lose their leaves, it hasn't lost. It's creating space for the regrowth, the rebirth. It trusts. Slowly come to center on your back. Draw the right knee in, give it a little squeeze, and then release it long. Have your strap nearby. Take the left knee in towards the chest. Interlace your hands on your left shin. Draw that left knee in. Soften your shoulders here. Roll out that ankle. Wiggle the toes, point and flex. Click, click, click. Click away the morning. And then lift your head and shoulders up. Take the strap. Place the strap on the sole of the arch of the center of the left foot. Then take the strap around the back of your head as if you're wearing a pair of goggles. Avoid the buckle at the back of the head. Place the arms down by your side with the palms facing up. And just feel into this posture before you extend the leg. When you're ready, find your extension. Noticing maybe you have more space this side. Maybe not. Softening the muscles around your face, your jaw, maybe even lick your lips, just really to be mindful of how you're holding anything in the facial muscles, in the fascia. Breathing deep. Sitting in the heart of your inner throne and just observing your own kingdom, observing your temple, your home. Observing any distracting thoughts that might come up. And just letting them go. Inhale. Exhale, start to soften your left ear towards your left shoulder. And you can gradually start to take the left leg to your degree over to the left-hand side. Allow the right shoulder to just drop so you find that space in the neck. And maybe you go with the leg a few centimeters or inches. Maybe it's a foot, maybe more. Remember, deeper isn't better. It's what your body needs that's important. Because I'll be always guiding you through it, but you're your own teacher. You know what's going on inside your body. I don't. So these practices allows you to become the master of your body, the master of your energy, the master of your thoughts. not to dominate them, but to understand that they don't represent who you are. It's not your identity. Your emotions, your thoughts aren't your identity. See if you can release the shoulders a little bit more. And if you are feeling any tension or anything, so just know that it's temporary. Everything in nature is temporary. You know, the tide comes in and out, the moon grows full and then disappears. Like I said, the trees lose their leaves and they trust that the flowers, the leaves will bloom again. But, as humans, we just spend so much time trying to hold on to moments, people, identities, and even versions of ourselves that no longer exist. This day is a practice of remembering that life is in constant flow, movement. And the only suffering comes when we resist what's already changing. Slowly come back to center. Engage into your head and shoulders, bend your left knee, take the strap in both hands and gently remove it. Drop the head and shoulders down. You can give that knee a bit of a squeeze if you like. And then take both knees into the chest. Place your hands on your knees and do circles with your knees, drawing them in and out and away. And then pressing them, in the other direction. And place the soles of your feet down on the mat, nice and wide. Open up your arms. Take the knees over to the right-hand side. And then inhale to the center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Placing the soles of your feet down on the mat with the knees underneath, you're going to take your block on the lower setting. Lift up the hips and slide the block underneath your sacrum. And extending your legs long and taking your arms up above your head. And resting here, it's a big front line opener. Nice release of the hip flexors, the shoulders. If you want a little bit more, if you feel like you need it, you can always take the block onto a higher setting. But as I said, we're not striving for anything here, so just be in this position. Feeling the openness of this posture, the vulnerability, the intentional action in this posture of receiving. when you're ready, you can draw the soles of the feet down on the mat. Take the arms by your side. Lift your sit bones up and slowly remove the block. Roll your spine down one vertebra at a time, tucking the tailbone last. Feel the lower back pressing into the mat. And then extend the legs long, arms by your side. If you feel like you need to do any final movements before we go into Shavasana, go for it. Arms by your side and the palms facing up. Take a long, deep breath in for 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Sip a bit more. Sip a bit more. Exhale through the mouth. For these final moments, let yourself experience enoughness. Nothing missing. Nothing extra required. You're simply resting in the quiet that has always existed behind the noise. Slowly start to come back into your bodies. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. And slowly rolling over onto your right side when you're ready. you're ready, you can come up to a comfortable seated position facing the front of the room. Placing your hands at your heart center. Just feeling the connection to some inner stillness. No matter what, life is always going to have distractions. And know that the breath can always be there to guide you into a space of calm, returning you into a place where you can, look in the right direction, find the glasses that were always on your head. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you today. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Thank you.